Welcome back. Today we're going to be exploring Jeff the Shark some more and seeing his capabilities and looking at some strategies on how best to play him. I played through Jeff a couple times before, and now that I've gotten the hang of things and some practice, I want to show you guys some strategies that I think really make Jeff the Shark a powerful player in Marvel Rivals. So what we're going to do is we're going to head to the practice range. I'm going to show you some of the strategies, and hopefully you can try them out and play your best game as Jeff the Shark. So we're going to start off with some very basic strategies, just getting to know Jeff the Shark if you've never played him before. If you want some more advanced strategies, go ahead and skip towards the middle, towards the middle/end of the video, and you will get some of the more advanced strategies for Jeff the Shark. But we're just going to start out with the basics of him and just introduce the character, and then we'll move on to the more helpful strategies once you've already learned his character. So to start, one of Jeff's abilities is this water cannon, and what's awesome about this is you can heal your team as they're battling. So you see the Galactobot, I aim my water cannon at them and they heal up. Now what's great about this is it has some range. So you see there's two teammates there, and even if I aim right in the middle of them, I can heal them up. And it heals them up pretty quickly. That is the left mouse key to heal them up, and that's really powerful in battle. What's awesome about this is I can even heal them from a really far distance away. So as you can see, it's less powerful from a distance, but that provides a huge bonus because if the team is in a really tricky spot and I can't quite get in there right at the moment, I can heal them from a distance. Another bonus of Jeff the Shark is if you click the right mouse key, he shoots these bubble blasters. And what's awesome about this is it's a ranged weapon. So I can shoot the enemy from quite a distance away, or if I want to get up close, I can hit them as well. What I found this to be especially useful for is when you have players that are up top or even flying players. It is super useful to be able to knock them down, especially so the tank teammates can get them and you don't have to worry about them annihilating your team from the sky. Aside from Jeff's capabilities as a healer, he also has this really neat ultimate where I can scoop up, and I'll see if I can get our enemies. So I'm not going to be able to get this time, but I can scoop up enemies. And what has been really powerful about this is I can scoop up enemies, I can scoop up the whole team potentially, and then you can spit them out. A strategy that many Jeff the Shark players use is they will grab as many team members as they can, and then they will actually jump off the edge of the map, and that kills all the team members that they had in their grasp. So it's very powerful. The one caveat to this is if you have a opposing team and their enemy players can fly or do certain abilities, if you take them to the edge and you just go to spit them out, they may not go off the edge. They still take some damage, but they may not go off the edge. So that is one caveat to the ability. But you have the potential to wipe the whole team. And if you accidentally get a teammate in there, you can spit them out wherever you want. So in theory, I can scoop up a whole enemy team, spit my team out where they want, and then I can annihilate the entire enemy team all in one fell swoop. So it's a pretty interesting ability. So I'll charge up again. Let's see if I can get... So you see I can snag my teammates as well, and they will pop up, and you can see it shows with the blue screen, and it says spit out allies, and it prompts you to spit them out. So I can spit them out, and I can carry them to safety. So if it's a really intense situation, I can take my teammates out of the danger and spit them out. One thing that you can see me doing right now is Jeff the Shark can actually go underground to some capability, and his spin sticks out. So when doing this, he's actually very, very fast. Most times when I'm playing this, I can actually go way quicker than my teammates, and I can get to the battleground, and I can set out some healing bubbles, which I'll show you in just a minute. This is awesome because if there is enemies nearby, I can get out pretty quickly. This is also very, very maneuverable. I found this to be one of the most maneuverable players. So I have actually had times where I snuck up behind an enemy, and if it's too intense of a situation and I know I can't beat them, I can actually dip out pretty quickly and avoid losing my character's health at that time, and I can go back to the line and meet my teammates there. What's awesome about this Jeff the Shark too is he also has this capability to spit out these bubbles. And what's awesome about these bubbles is they are healing. So if I take some damage as Jeff the Shark, I can self-heal, which is super powerful. So he's super maneuverable. So I can go up onto an enemy team, blast them, and then if I take some damage, I can pop out a healing bubble and give myself some health. I can also shoot the bubbles, and there is a little bit of a caveat, and if you know some Jeff the Shark players, this is something that they usually will complain about, is team members not snagging the bubbles. So if you are not a Jeff the Shark player and there is one on your team, keep an eye out for the bubbles. Jeff the Shark can throw these bubbles onto ledges, which is awesome. So if you have a Punisher teammate and he has his turret set up and he's getting blasted and you can't quite get up there, you can throw some bubbles up there and help him out. Now the key to that is your teammates actually have to grab the bubbles. You can shoot the bubbles onto your teammates, which is super powerful if there is an intense battle. So I can use my water gun, throw out a couple bubbles, heal my teammates, and then go back to the water gun. But if the teammates are not grabbing it, it can be a little bit of a struggle. So Jeff has his water gun, he has his attack blaster, and then he also has these bubbles which he can self-heal or heal others. And then he also has his ultimate where you can snag enemies and you can either spit them out or you can drive them off the edge of the map and kill them instantly. So Jeff the Shark is a pretty powerful character. One strategy that you can use is if you are in the room with your team and you're waiting to go out, if you hit them with the bubbles, it gives them a little bit of a speed boost. So what I like to do is right before my team members are ready to launch, I will spit out a couple bubbles on them and they regenerate pretty quickly. So I'll spit out a couple bubbles, they will get a little bit of a speed boost, and it's pretty marginal, but we do get there just a little bit faster, which if you're trying to capture a point, especially if your team has been struggling to capture an area and maybe they've been killed off a couple times and you're just trying to get back there as quickly as you can, being able to give that speed boost is pretty powerful. One other thing about Jeff the Shark is he also has a pretty small hitbox when he goes under. One thing that I love about this character is how discreet he is. So if you have a Venom or a Groot running around the map, it's pretty obvious where they are and where they're going. As Jeff the Shark, one, he's super maneuverable, so I can sneak around. Two, after I go under the ground, it's kind of hard to see this fin swimming around. It's not something as obvious as like a Groot or a Venom's walking around. So I can dive under the ground, and a lot of times I can sneak past enemy teammates and they don't even notice me, or by the time they do notice me, with my ability to move so quickly, I can get out of there pretty fast. So Jeff the Shark, if you use his ability and you really get comfortable maneuvering, he can be a really powerful character. What I recommend is when you first start playing him, kind of hang back a little bit and find the wall. So if this was my team fighting an enemy team, I would kind of hang back a little bit and I messed up those goals. But I would shoot the bubbles and I would heal from a distance. If you can throw some shots out, but if it gets too intense, I can go back to this wall and be blocked from the enemy team. That can be pretty powerful, and if the enemy team does hit you, let's say I got hit a couple times, I can throw out a couple bubbles, self-heal, and then go right back to healing my team members. As the other team, so if you are not playing as Jeff the Shark, it is super beneficial if you protect Jeff the Shark the best you can. The other team, once they catch on to this, they will start targeting Jeff the Shark pretty hard, because it will be very hard for them to kill your team with you healing them instantaneously. So they will start targeting you and you may have to use some of Jeff the Shark's maneuvers. After you get pretty comfortable with the character, you can do all kinds of really fun maneuvers. So you can go through, attack some team members, and then you can zip back around, do some healing, and he is very maneuverable. So one thing I like to do too is if I'm in a pretty tense situation, I will pop up, throw some bubbles, and then I can go right back underneath the ground. So I can throw out some bubbles and then go right back to beneath the ground. So my hitbox is smaller and I have the speed advantage. So I can pop out, heal myself, go back under the ground. And I found that to be really powerful, especially if you're trying to escape an enemy. You can quickly heal and then just carry on with your day. So Jeff the Shark is a pretty powerful character. He does have some fallbacks. He's not as powerful as the tanks. And once he is noticed on the battlefield, he will be targeted pretty hard in general. You also have to have your teammates actually get the bubbles. But if you play with it a little bit, and I recommend playing a couple matches and trying to throw them to your teammates. So you see like right here, I threw it way too close. You can throw them up pretty high and they do bounce off of things, and then you can give them a little bit of an arch. So it is something that's kind of a skill you have to build with Jeff the Shark. learning how to throw those bubbles and get them exactly where you want them to be. But once you get pretty good at it, it is awesome because I can have a team member way over there. I can throw some bubbles out, and even if I can't make it over there right that minute, let's say I have the majority of the team here I want to heal, it gives that team member an opportunity to heal. When you first start playing the Jeff the Shark, I do also recommend kind of figuring him out, getting comfortable with him before you hop right into battle. Now, for some people who are better at aiming and shooting, that might be something they're more comfortable with. But I first learned, and I prefer to stay back, because as the enemy team hits you, they're going to build their ultimates. So if you're out there and you're kind of just learning, it can be detrimental because, one, you're the healer, and if you die, now your team may not have a healer if you're the only one on the team. Two, you're also building the enemy's ultimates. So you don't really want to let them get their ultimates up, so you want to avoid as much damage as possible, even though you can self-heal. One thing that I've noticed is not many people tend to really go after Jeff the Shark like some of the other characters. So I will see some of the tanks and some of the stronger characters. A lot of people will kind of go for them really quickly, and those will be their favorite characters. Jeff the Shark is kind of one that I can pretty much get anytime, and usually I've noticed that players tend to not play the healers as much. So if you like playing Jeff the Shark, you can be a huge asset to your team, and it's one that you're not going to have to compete with so many people to grab right away. So I recommend being comfortable with a couple players just in case you can't get your favorite one, but having Jeff the Shark, I think he's super powerful, and he also pairs very well with some other players. He pairs well with Luna Snow, so you get an advantage with that, and you can always check what advantages you get in your team. So when playing Jeff the Shark, it's super helpful if you can have someone who boosts his abilities, and if you can have a team member who's comfortable playing that other character and prefers that, that can be really awesome to have on your team as well. So I recommend when you're trying to make your teams, especially if you're playing with a group of friends, kind of get comfortable with a couple different characters. Maybe someone loves Jeff the Shark, maybe someone loves Luna Snow, and pair those characters to the best of your ability. I have found in matches when I am with a Luna Snow, my healing is so much more powerful than at other times. And it's once you play Jeff the Shark a couple times, you will definitely notice this. Another benefit that Jeff the Shark has is he can hop on top of Groot, which I personally am not a huge fan of playing this with random players because I don't have a necessary synergy I have as when I'm playing with my friends. So it's kind of hard to coordinate with the Groot, especially if you don't play with voice chat. But if you are someone who likes to play with other players and play off of each other's abilities, it's pretty cool because I can hop on Groot and we each get a little bit of a bonus, and I can heal Groot as we're going through. So Groot can be doing damage, and I can be healing Groot and the team, and also dealing some damage myself. So that's just a quick synopsis of Jeff the Shark. It's a couple tips that I've learned. I really enjoy playing the character, and I think a lot of people are really getting into Jeff the Shark. I think you either love Jeff the Shark because he's so much fun to play, or you are super frustrated with Jeff the Shark because you will be one of the other characters trying to kill off the team, and Jeff the Shark swoops in and starts healing them and makes it feel impossible to kill some of the other team members. So you either get super frustrated, especially if you get swallowed and thrown off the map, or you love Jeff the Shark because you can swallow other players and throw them off the map. So he's super cute. I think his character's design is really fun. I like how they played into the cute aspect of him, but they still made him pretty powerful as a character. So Jeff the Shark is my favorite character. I'm going to be doing some more playthroughs of him, but those are just a couple tips that I've learned as I've started playing him and as I became a little bit better at Marvel Rivals. I'm sure there are 1,000,001 tips that I have not learned yet, so if you have some awesome tips for Jeff the Shark or any Marvel Rival players in general, go ahead and drop those in the comments so we can all learn together. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon in some of my Marvel Rivals gameplay.